Today I'm going to be talking about a map theory idea which I have had, and it's kind of got like two main things which it is sourced from, and the first one was Ben's zombie blood idea, which he posted a few days ago, and I watched that a few days before he actually posted it and he told me about it beforehand. And also I also was starting to think about the poster in Mob of the Dead with the big castle in the background. So with those two things in mind, castles and blood. Now from that, the thing that my mind kind of goes to is Dracula in some kind of way, because vampires, Transylvania castles, etc, etc. So I got into my head a idea of Dracula's castle kind of style map thing. It doesn't even have to be Dracula's actual castle, it could just not be Dracula, it can just be a vampire's or supposed vampire's castle. But, with Mob of the Dead, they did do something which is, fairly similar along those lines, and that is a kind of prestigious place with Alcatraz, and if you think Dracula, you're going to think of the castle and all different kinds of things. I mean, if you think about what Mob of the Dead was, and then just get into the idea of trying to merge that into something like a Dracula's Castle kind of scenario. But anyway, Dracula's Castle, or just Vampire's Castle, or whatever you want to call it. That's a map idea which I had. So with Mob of the Dead, we did have a very unique system with powering things and perks, all that different kind of stuff with the afterlife system. And maybe if, the blood perks idea which Ben has won't be implemented into the entire game, like, completely, maybe it'll be introduced, perhaps, in one single map, just like Mob of the Dead did with the afterlife system. And so, the blood perks idea, if you haven't heard Ben's blood perks idea, then go over to that video and then watch that. But basically what it is that there are like grates on the floor which you have to kill zombies by, and then it will essentially power perk machines. And there's more to it than just that, so if you go and watch the video, which I'll probably link in the description so you can go watch that, or it'll be in the suggestions to the side. But that's an idea which would fit this very well. And then I kind of got to more thinking about vampires and that kind of stuff, and so instead of the dog rounds and monkeys or the Pentagon Thief or whatever, what about giant bats which fly at you, and they're very fast, they're very difficult to shoot, but they don't do terribly much damage. They're kind of like a denizen, but faster, and he doesn't stick to your head. Or maybe he does stick to your head. Maybe it's like a denizen boss where he gets onto you, then you have to make it get off of you when it's sucking the blood out of you, and it kills you pretty fast or something like that. And you have to get... If you're in like a team of people, then they can obviously shoot them off you, and so that's very, very good. But giant bats and things flying around, trying to disrupt you and take things away from you. They could even like steal your gun, or do all different kinds of things. Maybe they've got multi-purposes. They can latch on to you and then start sucking your blood, and then you kind of need someone else to help you, get them off you, or they can temporarily take a perk away from you, or they make you just go prone, just randomly, make you lose your weapon, all different kinds of things that they could do. But the original idea that I had for those was basically just to be reskinned dogs which can fly, but you can do a lot with that. That would happen every like 5 rounds or so. And then another idea with, staying with the whole Dracula and vampire theme, in vampire theory, history, whatever you want to call it, speculation. It's not really speculation because vampires don't exist, but in the mythology, let's say, of vampires, they can't see their reflection. And so I was kind of trying to think of some way of implementing a kind of Hall of Mirrors style thing, in that maybe what we can have is there's zombies, and they will be charging at you and attacking you, and then you're in this Hall of Mirrors and you can see all the zombies like charging around in all different locations. You're not actually sure exactly where they are, because obviously in the Hall of Mirrors you see them fucking everywhere, you don't know where the actual ones are. And then there's often and occasionally a half zombie, half vampire zombie, which comes along. It's just like one of the guys which are in Die Rise, like just a specialized zombie, like 1 in 10. There's just like a armored guy. As in Die Rise, it's like an armored guy, but for this there'd be like a half vampire, half zombie guy. And obviously you only see him through the actual place which he's coming from, and you won't see it from the mirrors, and that might disorientate you a little bit. It's a very small thing, not particularly significant, but neither was the armoured zombie thing. Although I did very much like that. I do like that idea of having just a wide kind of variety of standard zombies, but with special tiny traits, which is good. So there's one idea. Maybe that doesn't work at all, the Hall of Mirrors kind of thing, but that's just a work in progress idea, mind, brain, sexual fantasy of mine. Yeah, no. But anyway, moving on to the next thing, which is vampire zombies. And maybe, you know, these are the zombies which I was talking about in the Hall of Mirrors idea, or they're a specialized zombie which come every now and then. Like, there's like one or two every round, like some kind of mini soldat or something like that, I have no idea. But just a vampire zombie, but you can't kill them with bullets, you have to stab them with melee to kill them. Or maybe there's a special item on the wall, which is like a stake, which you can take, and that replaces your melee weapon, and then it kills the vampire permanently. Whereas like shooting it and knifing it will only stop him and slow him down, and that's it. You won't be able to kill him unless you get the stake and stab him. And that could be just like with the Hall of Mirrors idea, just a zombie which comes every now and then, just occasionally, or something. Well, actually, no, because if it was in the Hall of Mirrors and you had to get a certain weapon to actually kill it, that'd be kind of gay. So let's not think about that. Let's think of it more as like a specialized thing which comes every few rounds or so, like one a round or something like that. After like round 10 or something, and then you have access to the stake. Or maybe there's just like stakes along the ground and they're like one-use things where you have to pick up a stake, stab one of the vampire guys, and then it breaks and you can't use it again. These are just ideas, you know, if you play around them in your own heads. I'm just like trying to plant some seeds as well as present to you my ideas, and you know, you can do whatever you want. I'm just trying to spread some knowledge, which is something which I'm really poor at because I'm a fucking idiot. I really am. Do you ever just happen to just be doing stuff and then you're just like, oh yeah, you're a fucking idiot. I call myself a fucking idiot quite a lot of times. That's irrelevant to everything. Anyway, the new perk which would be implemented into this map would be something which is Red Bull, essentially. It gives you wings. Let's just call it that. If you can play around with that kind of name, Red Bull, or you can make it an energy drink of any kind of thing, but with Red Bull, the tagline for that is Red Bull gives you wings, and so I was thinking maybe that is a perk which you can have, which basically you will just fly up and across as if you got like some kind of jetpack, but it only lasts for like 1 second, and basically it's used so you can just jump over a bunch of zombies. And obviously it's not going to be able to be used again and again. It's something which replenishes gradually, and you know, it might just be like a recharge time of like 30 seconds or a minute or 5 minutes or something. I don't know how much it would cost, probably like 3,000 points, because it can get you out of quite a few situations, because if you are getting swarmed by zombies, then you can just immediately just launch yourself out and then you're completely clear of the zombies. It's like when the giant's foot comes down, the zombies just like fall over. That's kind of like the idea. Or like a thunder gun which doesn't kill them, it just like knocks them down or something like that. And it's only a temporary thing. It only will last for 1 second, the entire effect. And there's no guarantee that you will land in complete safety. There might be like 3 or 4 zombies just crowding around you, then they will reap the shit out of you. But that's an idea as well, for the extra perk. And one last thing which Rowan actually kind of, Rowan definitely suggested this idea. And it was in the director's chat when I mentioned this. And he came with the idea that you are playing as vampires, and you are like turning into a vampire, or you are just proper vampires or whatever. And the idea with that is that you need a certain amount of blood to, in his idea, stay alive. But I kind of thought that was a little bit too much. His original idea was that you are a vampire, and if you don't kill zombies fast enough or often enough, there's a long break between killing zombies, then you will lose health. But that's kind of like going back into transit kind of territory. Like if you were to walk into a crack of fire and then a zombie melees you, then you instantly go down or something like that. That'd just be really annoying. So I kind of like tried to nerf that a little bit and make it just so that your vision fades a little bit, and maybe your vision gets desaturated, so it goes more black and white in the entire map, which would be kind of cool if you would just go into theatre mode with the black and white effect and just look around. It'd be like in Mob of the Dead when you do the Easter egg, you get that black and white scene, which would be really cool. But really, the vision would fade. At some points, your vision would just kind of just get blurry and blurrier. Like if you've ever played Fallout, like Fallout 3 or New Vegas, if you do get a crippled head, which sounds ridiculous to say if you haven't played Fallout, if your head is crippled, then you kind of like get a weird blurring effect and your ears start ringing. So that's what I was kind of thinking around that. And it also makes it so that you kind of don't really want to leave a crawler at the end of a round. That'll kind of stop people from making a crawler, running around, do all different kinds of things, and etc. That would really mess you up a little bit. So it might be. I say it might change in the future. This isn't official at all. It's just ideas. And it's just it might change in my brain in the future as to what's better. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for this Dracula's Castle map, then do let me know in the comment section. Or if you'd like to change some of these things around into something which you think would be better, then go ahead in comment section. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like. Please, go ahead, leave a like. Like the video with the button with the thumbs uppy thing, that's great. That would be absolutely fantastic of you if you would do that, and subscribe if not subscribed already. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.